Hi all, this is Jack. Long time no see. I'm here to communicate about practical equality and oneness and reincarnation, and how this manifests within existence. So what have we realized or determined within this process is that who we are in this moment is a product of the acceptance and allowance within ourselves according to the nature of the mind. So what we have become, what we have accepted and allowed ourselves to become, is the nature of the mind. Now, according to your accepted and allowed nature as you, as who you are, your reincarnation experience within this world will be determined accordingly. Let me give you an example. Let's say, for instance, in this life you are an animal abuser who deliberately slaughter and kill animals alive, pull off their skins, cut their throats, pull out their organs while they're still eyes open breathing. Continue doing this for the rest of your life. You cross over, and yes, one will accordingly apply self-forgiveness, and you'll go through your processes of where you will face the immediate direct nature of what you have accepted and allowed yourself to become. What will happen is you will reincarnate as such an animal and experience yourself being done unto you what you have done unto others. Now, this is not an eye for an eye principle. This is what we have accepted and allowed within ourselves to be and become. There is no other way. Why? Because I have also experienced myself for quite some time in the interdimensional existence, and what I've realized is that you can face your nature within the interdimensional existence, and through applying self-forgiveness and self-honesty, but there will always exist that point inside yourself within which you're able to slip into your nature again very quickly and very simply and very easily if you do not fully comprehend the experience of what you've actually done unto another. In other words, let's say I was an animal abuser, for instance, and I deliberately killed, slaughtered animals while they were still alive and breathing. I'd cross over to the dimensions. You'd go through your process of self-forgiveness, self-application. Why? So that you're able to face yourself and really realize what you have done, to really understand and see it. But that is not enough. To actually really comprehend it, you have to experience it for yourself. Because in experiencing it, the certainty of that I will not do this again, and I will not accept and allow another to do this again, will stand absolute. And I'm certain of this because I have experienced this as well before. And which makes your expression and your statement and your application of why you're here so much effective, because you understand, you know. Let's say, for instance, a rapist who rapes children, young children, 9 months to 5 years old, or even from 5 to 18, or whichever age, but specifically targeting children in this world. Now, you as a rapist cross over, you apply self-forgiveness, and you go through your processes in the interdimensional existence, but to face your nature as what you've accepted and allowed yourself to be and become, you have to become a being or the experiencer of that has been raped. Why? Because your nature has been that of a rapist. Your very nature is the being you've accepted and allowed yourself to become. If you do not, as that nature, really understand or comprehend what you have done to another, God, you'll come back in here and become a rapist again. Very quickly, very simply, very easily. Because in facing your nature by experiencing what you've done unto another, there the actual point of transcendence exists. And realize that there's no one else doing this but beings themselves. As what human beings or beings in existence in its entirety are accepting and allowing their nature to be and become. So even in the interdimensional existence, if you still allow and accept yourself to define yourself as the nature, as the animal abuser, you will become an animal and experience yourself as an animal being abused. If you, in your nature, cross over into the interdimensional existence and you still accept and believe yourself to be that of a rapist, you will return to Earth and experience being raped. And that's how oneness and equality and reincarnation operate within existence. You experience and manifest that which you accept and allow yourself to be one with and equal to. Let's take another example, for instance. Let's say you have AIDS, or you fear having AIDS. You have this immense, great fear of having AIDS. And you are determined to remove yourself from this world because you have AIDS. That you cannot live with AIDS, and who would you be with AIDS, and what will people think of you if you have AIDS? And you exist in that constant, continuous fear because you might possibly have AIDS. And you decide to remove yourself from this world. What will happen is you will reincarnate into this world again, and you will have a life where you will experience AIDS. Why? Because you have to face your fear. You have to face the nature you've accepted and allowed yourself to be and become. And no one else is doing it but each human being themselves. Understand as what you're accepting and allowing your nature to be. Because it's the only way then that you have now decided that you're going to face AIDS is if you remove yourself from this life where you might possibly think or fear you could have AIDS. Then for that only reason you remove yourself from this world. You experience yourself in the interdimensional existence. Understand you will come back and you will most certainly have a life where you will have AIDS, where you will have to walk through it and transcend it within you as yourself. It's all about transcendence. It's all about transcending our nature as what we've accepted and allowed ourselves to be and become. Because we cannot continue with this nature, because look at what we are expressing as the nature of ourselves within this world. It is sick. And we have to stop. And this is the only way. You experience and manifest that which you accept and allow yourself to be one with and equal to within yourself as the nature of you. Thank you very much. This is Jack.